Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian. Historian? Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian. Look, I'm sorry the angle's all weird. My tripod's not very tall. But I'm the Space Quest historian and I quite like Space Quest. And I quite like the music of Space Quest. Look, I made this. This is the soundtrack to Space Quest 4, reorchestrated and remastered by me. It's on vinyl. It looks a bit like this. It has a little blue blobby thing around the edges and stuff. This was crowdfunded on Qrates, and because all of the music of Space Quest 4 does not fit on a single vinyl, I also made this. This is the Galaxy Galleria 7-inch EP. It's a red splatter that I forgot to take out of the package, so just imagine that it looks really, really cool. And I also crowdfunded the Space Quest 3 soundtrack on a purple splat vinyl. That thing got funded in less than 48 hours. So I kind of have a track record on this, and I'm telling you this because I am about to embark on my most audacious project yet. It is a reorchestration of Space Quest 5, the soundtrack, and it's going to be a beautiful double vinyl colored splatty thing with a nice little gatefold with upscaled art from the game made through an AI upscaler by Brandon Bloom. It looks fantastic. The cartoon artwork is chef's kisses everywhere. It's also a bit more expensive than the other campaigns that I've done, and I've tried to reduce the cost as much as possible, but I also don't want to skimp on the quality. So these are two heavyweight vinyls with colored splats, with a gatefold, with full color artwork on every single side of it, and that means they're a bit more pricey. Now, I've tried to reduce cost by setting the goal to 200 pre-orders instead of 100, like this old boy and the Space Quest 3 vinyl. The thing is, maybe it's not gonna make it because, well, these guys kind of struggle to reach 100 pre-orders, and well, the Space Quest 3 vinyl did a lot better, but at the asking price of the Space Quest 5 vinyl and the minimum goal of 200 pre-orders, well, I'm kind of crossing my fingers on this one. I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort doing this reorchestration as faithfully as possible to the original soundtrack. Now, Space Quest 5 has this really lovely orchestral soundtrack made by Christopher Stevens and Tim Clark over at Dynamics, and I've really tried to, I bought new orchestral samples. I did my very, very best to, put their original compositions. I took the original compositions from the game, put them into my music software, and just basically picked new instruments for them. So this is the original soundtrack just put through modern orchestral VSTs. And I really, really hope that you'll, help me pull this thing through, make it come to life, as it were. It is free. If you want just the digital version, you can go on spacequesthistorian.bandcamp.com and just download the digital version. That's fine. But what I really want, and what I hope a lot of you want, is to see this thing on vinyl. I keep waving these around because hopefully this will impress you somehow. The thing about the Space Quest 5 soundtrack is that not only does it contain a bunch of really cool music. In fact, it is one of the longest soundtracks of the series, which is why it's on a double vinyl. It also happens to contain a couple of music cues that were in the game's original resource files, but are not actually used in the game. So imagine, if you will, there were actually unused pieces of music hiding away in the game's resource files that I have taken and reorchestrated and put on side D because no one can work out where they actually fit in the game. They're just sort of there. And I've also done a bunch of funky little remixes of tunes that were in the game. And there's one alternate outtake of a piece of music, the StarCon Academy Hallways music. There's a really melancholy version of that, also on side D, also lovingly remastered. Everything's been lovingly remastered for vinyl, by the way. I'm not just shoving MP3 files on wax and hoping you'll pick that up. I'm actually putting in effort. So I'm hoping that this rambly and kind of echoey, sorry about that, spiel will have convinced you to back the Space Quest 5 double vinyl project. I realize when I say that how hubristic it sounds, but if, you know, fingers crossed, 200 pre-orders is all we need. If we only get 199, no one gets one. So that's kind of the state we're in. Please set your alarms and your annoyometers for August 2nd, yes, I'm just going, yes, August 2nd, which is when the campaign starts, and it ends on September 1st. That's a whole month, that's 30 days for you to pre-order and annoy as many friends and family and co-workers as you possibly can to put in their pre-orders as well. I really hope we do this. I mean, we've already done 2. We've done Space Quest 4 and Space Quest 3, and they've come out looking, dare I say it, very good. And Space Quest 5 is going to be no exception. In fact, it might be the pinnacle of this weird little project I've got going on here. But anyway, I love vinyl records. And I love Space Quest, so why not put the two together? And why not join me on this bizarre little quest of mine to put as much Space Quest on vinyl as we possibly can. So let's get a double vinyl going, kids. Let's do this. Yeah, August 2nd. Here we go. Come on, do it for Daddy. See you around the Chrono Street. Bye.